Lewis Howard Latimer was born on September 4, 1848 in Chelsea, Massachusetts. He was the son of George Latimer, a runaway slave from Virginia, and Rebecca Latimer, a free black woman from Massachusetts. Growing up in a time of racial prejudice and segregation, Latimer faced many obstacles in his life, but he was determined to succeed and make a difference in the world. Latimer's early years were spent working in various jobs to help support his family. He worked as a janitor, a bellhop, and a porter. He also worked as a machinist apprentice, where he learned the skills that would later prove to be invaluable in his career as an inventor and engineer. In 1867, Latimer joined the United States Navy, where he served for 2 years. After leaving the Navy, he moved to Boston and began working as a draftsman for the Patent Office. While working there, he began to develop an interest in inventing and engineering. He began to experiment with different materials and techniques, and eventually developed a process for making carbon filaments for electric lamps. In 1881, Latimer was hired by the inventor and businessman Alexander Graham Bell. Bell was working on a new invention, the telephone, and he needed someone to help him with the patent application. Latimer was the perfect person for the job, as he had experience in both patent law and electrical engineering. He helped Bell draft the patent application for the telephone, and it was granted in 1876. Latimer continued to work for Bell for several years, helping him with various projects and inventions. In 1882, he was sent to England to help Bell establish the Bell Telephone Company. While in England, he also worked on improving the telephone and other electrical devices. In 1884, Latimer left Bell's employ and began working for the United States Electric Lighting Company. There, he worked on developing new technologies for electric lighting, including the first electric streetlights. He also helped to establish the first electric power plant in New York City. Latimer continued to work in the field of electrical engineering for the rest of his life. He was granted several patents for his inventions, including one for a method of producing carbon filaments for electric lamps. He also wrote several books and articles on electricity and engineering, and was a member of several professional organizations. Latimer's contributions to the field of electrical engineering were significant. His work on the telephone and electric lighting helped to make these technologies more widely available and affordable. His inventions and innovations were also important in the development of new technologies, such as radios and televisions. Latimer's legacy is still felt today. His work on the telephone and electric lighting helped to make these technologies more widely available and affordable. His inventions and innovations were also important in the development of new technologies, such as radios and televisions. He is remembered as one of the most important inventors and engineers of his time, and his contributions to the field of electrical engineering are still celebrated today. Latimer died on December 11, 1928 in Flushing, New York. He was 80 years old. He is buried in the Cypress Hills Cemetery in Brooklyn, New York. Today, his legacy lives on in the many inventions and innovations that he helped to develop, and in the lives of the people who continue to be inspired by his work.